10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Hello and welcome back to the Rocketz League. I'm sbrevolution5. South American Rejects is now going to play No Viper. We didn't end up having a game number 2 for South American Rejects vs. Young Prodigies because one player's computer was apparently completely out of commission and they just said, okay, that's it. I am joined on stats by Statsman Petty, who you can find at Peter Vervloot.
Radiant team back.
There. But it should be a very exciting game. No Viper do have Insight's Shaolin standing in for them, as well as Tom, I believe. In fact, I want to say most of these players are not the usual players. I know Tom has stood in for them, but has done an amazing job, if I'm not mistaken, on the mid lane. We are seeing them go ahead and pick up the most ironic hero they could possibly pick up. That's right, No Viper, pick up the Viper. Who would have thought? They've only picked it every game they can. And that's not exactly working for them. They're not doing too hot. They did win one match, and I believe that was with Viper. But,
10 seconds.
Otherwise, there wasn't much.
5 seconds.
It was just kind of weak. Anyways,
Reserve time.
We are going to see South American Rejects, though, starting off with a Doom and a Death Prophet. This could easily be Tavo's offlane hero in the Doom, or Kawe's safe lane hero. We do have HFN with them this match as well. An Ancient Apparition going to be coming out too.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Anyways, we do have Batrider and Wraith King banned out by them. A little bit afraid of some counter initiation, it looks like. Or getting initiated on, which Axe will provide. We'll talk about that in a second. On the other side of the river, we do see Void and Pugna banned out. Hybara is drafting for them. So, he did, I believe, have a chance to watch their previous match, at least the beginning of it, of course, because there was only really a beginning of it. And so that may be the reason he's banning those two out here. Of course, the fact that Void was in the pool and wasn't picked up in the first 4 picks is very interesting to me. Instead, they chose to ban out the Shadow Shaman. They're very afraid of early push here. And they actually have some heroes to deal with it. Axe would easily taunt these heroes up and take them down. But another Morphling coming out for South American Rejects, and actually an Ursa coming out for No Viper. A very interesting pick. I'm not 100% sure what that entails.
10 seconds remaining.
But we will be finding out very soon.
5 seconds
indeed.
remaining. Reserve time.
Once again, I'd like to welcome all you guys to the channel. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I do see a new name, Mr. Psycho. Welcome, welcome. Unless you left, which it looks like you may have just left.
Radiant team ban.
Which is sad. Enchantress is going to be banned out finally from South American Rejects. Maybe a little scared of pressure coming out on their mid lane early on. As well as the fact that Ursa can be helped to jungle with Enchantress. We did see that in a game the other day with CMB, actually. That came out. Shadow Demon, though, will be the final pickup for South American Rejects. A great hero to combo up with Ancient Apparition, and a great hero against people like Viper, Skywrath Mage, for those defensive disruptions. It'll also let Doom get in range for a quick Centaur stomp if he can find that creep early enough and they want to put out some really early kills. No Viper, though, looking for their final pick. Probably need a support with a bit of lockdown. That could help Ursa really snowball out of the laning stage.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
They don't want anything too squishy, or Morphling will just eat it up in the late game. He's already going to be basically feasting off Skywrath Mage if he gets a shotgun up. And it looks like Silencer will actually be coming out for them. As a support, I don't particularly care for the hero, but it can usually work, especially if it snowballs. And Tom is actually picking up the Silencer. We've seen him playing mid lane, I want to say every time we've seen him, and I want to say it was as a stand-in for this team as well, although he may have been standing in for a different team at times.
Prepare for battle.
However, the battle will be beginning right now, and a big welcome once again to Statsman Petty, who'll be helping me out with some stats here, keeping us entertained as well. I'm sbrevolution5, and let's get into things. No Viper starts off on the Radiant side with an Ursa, played by Hybara. Shaolin will be on the Skywrath Mage, standing in. He usually plays for Team Insight. Tom will be on the Viper this time around, probably taking up the mid lane. Garota Safada will be on your Axe up top. And it looks like last but not least we have the Silencer, played by Borbea, and it looks like this may be a very greedy draft coming out from them, with a Silencer who wants to go as a core, Viper going to pick up the mech, and then Skywrath basically just going to survive off wards for now, with Ursa jungling. Not sure how I like that in competitive gameplay. Since June 1st, there's been 998 professional games recorded. Ursa only picked in 17 of those. We barely remember him. I see what you did there, Petty. Yeah, Ursa's a very pocket pick hero. We generally see him as a final pick, and he's been used very well in the past. That doesn't mean it's going to be a good pick here. Bardo will be on South American Rejects playing the Shadow Demon up top, supporting HFN on the Morphling. He'll be joined by MSI on the Ancient Apparition. In the mid lane, we've got Kawe on the Death Prophet, and on the bot lane, Tavo will be taking up the Doom Bringer, the bringer of Doom, Doom and Lucifer himself. Whatever you want to call him, that's what it is. Now, they have taken some time to go ahead and block off this one camp, which is only the pull, which Ursa probably would not be using to jungle here. He did start out with the Quelling Blade, Tangos, and a Stout Shield. And I'm really... Oh, I see what he's doing here. He's trying to do the Ursa trick where you get right here and only one creep can hit you to really jungle quickly, but it's not working out since there is a ranged creep there. He did not manage to stack the camp either. Oh, he's trying to cut a way through here, it looks like. We're going to keep an eye on this for a second, paying attention to the health bars, of course, so we don't miss first blood. This way he doesn't have to actually kite enemies. He can only take damage from one at a time, at least theoretically. It's very hard to actually pull off. You have to cut the rice one. He's doing okay. Doesn't have a lot of regen here. You'll generally see Ursa pick up an early Basilius, or possibly even an early Ring of Regen just to sustain in the jungle this way. Okay, we're still recording locally. Just making sure. Tabo getting harassed out quite a bit by Skywrath Mage, and Skywrath is basically the one support that makes the offlaner's life, well, even Doom's life, a living hell. And you might say, Revo, Doom loves that. Well, yes, but in this case, it's not a great idea. Hybara is farming up rather quickly. May go for some early boots here just in case he gets jumped on in the jungle. But speaking of getting jumped on, Bardo gonna find Axe in the lane. Axe will manage to taunt, but there are two Axes there that if they get attacked could start to spin as well. And Garota going to take a lot of damage. He'll armor up right under the tower, but it's not going to be enough. Bardo able to get first blood on him. That Soul Catcher doing a lot of extra damage for him as well. Ursa actually dropping very low, but he is in the jungle, keep in mind. So, at least an enemy hero isn't picking him off there. He may be going for a very early Morbid Mask as well. That's an alternative for Ursa now that Fury Swipes is no longer a unique attack modifier. It's actually a very good alternative. And Skywrath actually managing to pick off Doom with one more Arcane Bolt there. And Silencer is virtually free farming at the moment. He's 16 and 6, on par with the Death Prophet on the mid lane, who's up against a Viper and doing surprisingly well. The Crypt Storm spam is doing a lot for her. Tom, with only 1 point in Corrosive Skin, is going to be able to tank that okay, but not wonderfully. And I think that's Tabo pinging out the Skywrath. Tabo actually has not been able to grab himself up a jungle creep. Does have boots at the moment, but it looks like he's going to try to find one in his own jungle. Have the option of a troll, a wolf, or if he wants to go all the way, he can get the armor aura from the Wild Wing Ripper, but I don't think he's going to do that. Instead, he just grabs the troll, so he has some extra spells. But with his early mana problem, I don't think this is actually a great creep for Doom to have, unless he's looking to gank somewhere with it. Meanwhile, it's currently 1-1. No Viper, actually starting out very strong up against South American Rejects. South American Rejects do have a slight gold advantage, but an XP deficit of about 500. And Bardo was looking for the courier here, but not going to be able to find it. Looks like Tom... Just getting that, and there's your Morbid Mask coming out for Ursa. But hold that thought. There is a disruption and a Soul Catcher out. Double damage from Death Prophet will help out quite a bit here. Tom isn't surviving and won't make it out. Is going to fall to the Death Prophet in the end. Doesn't have quite enough regen. And Death Prophet now looking very good. Actually sitting at the top of the net worth chart at the moment. Despite that. And we do have Shaolin getting chased out of the jungle. A toxic duel. Death Prophet and Viper have fought 35 times this year in competitive Dota. Viper won 19 of those encounters. Shaolin will end up falling to, I think, Shadow Poison there. But they're going to get away with it too. Bardo dropping very low will end up falling to Viper. A nice rotation down by him. But meanwhile, a mid tower does go down to a level 1 Death Prophet ult. And Shadow Demon will have his Tranquil Boots off that fight as well. Tabo not going to get chased down quite yet. It's a great position for South American Rejects to be in. Usually with Death Prophet, you want to get your ultimate to level 2. Where you've got that Max Witchcraft as well. Going for you to add to that damage a lot.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
HFN managing to dish out quite a bit of damage to the Crip Wave.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Crip Wave, yep. And a smoke out from Bardo. I don't believe he was spotted with this. Yeah, he wasn't. And actually, he's going to see a regen rune get picked up by Bara. Or actually, maybe not. He'll take it for himself. Throw the Shadow Poison out with the Soul Catcher. There's going to be a Skywrath here to help. Thank goodness, too. Because Ursa's about to take a decent chunk of damage from that Shadow Poison. And Bardo just going to throw it out while he backs off. Skywrath's still without boots, though. And this is a okay position for him to be in with his 325 base move speed. But later on, it's going to be a serious problem. He's trying to farm up the jungle a little bit. And now he'll have enough for those boots. It's one of the pains of being the only real support on the team. Meanwhile, up top, HFN will try to go in on Garota. Not quite enough damage there. And he's going to end up backing up. Doesn't want to dive tower too deep for that. And he's actually going to finish up his Ring of Aquila right now, as well as a Magic Wand. I believe that was the full wand. He actually still needs the stick for the Magic Wand to be completely complete, but he'll be okay. Ursa now, his jungling will speed up with this Morbid Mask, and actually he's got a smoke on him. He's either looking to go for an early gank here, or just go try to take a Roche. Bardo will manage to disrupt Borabea, and some Shadow Poison coming out, but the Global Silence won't save him from the Beautiful Sisters. And Bardo getting taken down by Tom. Now the ulti comes out, and he's just going to be unable to kite. No defensive disruption available. He'll buy out part of an urn before he falls. Garota in a bit of trouble here. Shaolin trying to throw out some damage to Kawaii. A taunt comes out from Axe, but does not connect. And Kawaii able to find Skyrath in the end. Her killing spree is ended by the Viper, who gets a double kill off of that, and quite a bit of gold with it as well. He's only going to be about a buckler away from his mechanism right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And in fact, he will go ahead and buy out that recipe. Hybara does pick up some extra tangos, so maybe looking to farm a little bit more in the mid lane. But all the tier 1 towers are now gone, and map control is slipping away quickly, and that's something Ursa will not like to have. Tavo will get caught out here, but it's just going to be a bit of damage as he does TP out to the base, and he'll be just fine. Now, Borbea takes a lot of damage from creeps right there. And he's actually got very impressive farm. But the amount of kills coming out from South American Rejects at the moment is pretty high. They actually have a 6-7k gold lead and about a 2k experience lead. Shady Prophets, Shadow Demon averages a GPM of about 160 around the 8-minute mark, and we had Bardo with a GPM of 300 at that point. He's playing excellently here on the Shadow Demon. He is actually level 5 at the moment, and we take a peek at XP per minute. We're going to see he's getting 202 XP per minute, more than the offlane Doom is getting. And gold per minute is above the offlane Doom, and even the safe lane Silencer that I've been talking about, doing so well in terms of last hitting. It doesn't really matter when an enemy support is still getting better farm with you. A second smoke coming out for Ursa right now, it looks like. And he's going to shift into a slightly more supportive role. The Vlad's is not going to really help the team that much here, simply because of the fact that they don't have any other melee that really benefit from it. Axe can use the lifesteal, but he doesn't really rely on right-clicking. Well, Axe will pick up some Tranquil Boots. And they're looking to just get something done around the map. Meanwhile, up top, we've got an ulti out from Death Prophet, as she does get revealed right now. And now they are going to realize that wasn't just a creep wave there. That's Death Prophet, who, need I remind you, is a Void Stone away from a Yules. She will throw out her ulti. The AA ulti actually going to connect on 2, and the unfortunate mech timing at the end, but they are going to get the dunk off on her, and it looks like Garota won't even get stunned up there. Very nicely played by No Viper. Unfortunately, that tower took a big chunk of health, or a big chunk of damage there. Morphling sitting on a Perseverance now. Feeling pretty good about himself at the moment. And Tavo will actually get a late hand of Midas here. Not too late, but I'd really have rather seen a mech come out from him at this point. I feel like that could have helped him a lot in the previous team fight. However, of course, he wasn't in much of a shape to help with the team fight, so that is an issue as well. Morphling finding himself in Invis Rune. And excuse my yawning here, guys. And HFM will be dishing out a lot of damage to these creeps right now. And Ursa just being helped to jungle by Axe here, whether it's against his will or with it. He finally does have some boots up, but isn't doing too great in terms of last hits. The only positive side he has is that, of course, his last hits are on jungle creeps, so his gold per minute is slightly higher. AA ulti gonna come out. It's gonna catch 2. They have no clue it's coming. Actually, it only catches 1, though. Tom getting lucky with a juke away there. He does at least have the mech up. But this is not a great turtle lineup. This is a we want to get ahead and stay ahead lineup. I've talked many times about how Viper doesn't play well from behind. The same goes for Silencer, who really wants to have that intelligence helping him snowball forward and whatnot. Come back, I don't know what's up with Dota 2 Lounge. I haven't gotten my returns back from the Alliance game either. But apparently they're going to be reloading tomorrow. That's what I heard. Tavo's hand of minus was actually only about 90 seconds after the average for Doom as the first item, as an aside. Which, actually, hold that thought though. Global Silence coming out right now. Bara gonna take down Kawaii, and Tom actually getting the kill there. And the rest of the team looks to back off. Actually, then AA ulti may give them room to engage here. Shaolin in a bit of trouble. HFN gonna come in and get the waveform off. There's a mech out from Viper and a Doom out on the Axis. Well, Bara, he'll be going down very quickly. And they're going to be able to finish off this Roche, I believe. Now, that was a Death Prophet ultimate used there. But Ursa not able to Roche at the moment. And he actually, picked up an Orb of Venom as well, just to try and help this team keep people nearby. And Shaolin getting hit with the Soul Catcher. I believe he is... Well, he's not quite dead here, is he? 20%? I don't know. I think he's actually going to live due to magic resistance. Hybara and Tom getting hit by that AA ulti right now. And going to be in a bit of trouble. It looks like Ancient Apparition will... excuse me. Skyrath does live through that in the end. Ursa just buying another smoke. And they're desperate at this point to get a Roche, but South American Rejects managing to keep ahead. They've got about a 10k gold lead and even a 4k experience lead almost. Doom now with a Blink Dagger up twice. I'm not sure why that came up twice. And actually we do have a pause out from Ursa. They are going after Roche about right now. There's some Death Prophet illusions, just move command next to Roche, just to tank him up. Looks like we are ready to go.
Has fallen to the dire.
Death Prophet picking up the Aegis. Doesn't have her ult available, but we'll be able to get it off next fight for sure. And that's a drum recipe up for her. Still looking at these smaller items that I'm a little surprised. As far ahead as South American Rejects are, I'm not sure they realize how far ahead they are. The kill scoreboard doesn't show that by any means, but the items coming out for them are just... They're just rather weak. We're not seeing these big, really effective items right now. Meanwhile, Tabo has found that pack leader's aura, it looks like, because Death Prophet is under that. And the Blink Dagger on him will help out quite a bit. The Midas already paying off. His Blink is actually very fast for being right after a Martis. But Hybara, he's going to come in now on Bardo. He doesn't have a Blink available, but there will be a slow. 2 slows actually coming out. And they're going to have to identify the real one. They do it rather quickly, though. And Ursa is able to take him down. I'm assuming this is Hybara. simply because in Portuguese the R sounds like an H would in English, or a H for you British people or whatever. Looks like they're all just having a laugh here. Silencer's still sitting at the top of the net Radiant side. He needs about 500 more gold to finish the Sachinum Scepter, which will give him a nice boost to stats, as well as, of course, that longer duration and better global silence. It's going to be the Death Prophet ulti that initiates this fight. Tom's ulti does come out, and a last word coming out on Death Prophet as well, but there's a blink and a doom onto Tom. And Tavo getting chased down by Habara. That Shadow Demon Disruption will actually save his life for a moment. An Axe and Viper going down. Borbay turns around to fight, but it's too late as Ursa has fallen as well. And Skywrath Mage is just on the retreat. They're going to get away from this one with no casualties on the side of South American Rejects. And they'll be able to push a Rax with it as well. Death Prophet's ulti has ended, but they still have quite a bit of push power, considering that no one on the Radiant other than Viper really has buyback. And there's not much point in Viper buying back right now. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do at this point.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
And they do take the melee racks down and get an observer ward up on that high ground, so that they'll be able to push in a little more. And they actually smoke up immediately after. They're going to look for a pickoff right now, I think. And they should spot the team moving into the mid lane right now. Doom using the Midas, Death Prophet trying to farm up a bit with Crypt Swarm as well. And they can either fight or they can just go and push the bot tower. It looks like they're going to fight. Hybara gets hit with the Shadow Demon ulti. Will get hit by the AA Ice Blast as well. And get taken down almost instantly. Garota Safada is going to get disrupted as well. And there's actually going to be two of him to chase him down, but the team isn't going to really chase you. They're focused on towers right now. Death Prophet ulti back up. She still has that Aegis, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be quite the setup for her, indeed. Shadow Demon going ahead and farming up a few creeps there with a quick Shadow Poison. And now the bot tower taking damage. Tom gets another level and is finally level 11. Needs to put another point in that ulti. Put it in the ulti. He's not using his skill point. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, Global Silence comes out. There is an AA ult that's already connected on most of the team. Death Prophet's ulti coming out, and Axe might be the first one to fall here. He will fall to a Crypt Swarm, basically. And the rest of the team just coming on in. They're diving beyond that tier 2 tower right now. Tom drops very low. The Shadow Demon ulti going to take him down. And now Morphling taking Ursa down with an adaptive strike. He actually has pretty much enough gold to buy out his shotgun. Yep, he's going to buy it out right now, actually.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't think Radiant's position 1 is Ursa. I actually think it's the Silencer, but no matter who it is, it's not working out well for them.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The Ursa has spent more money on smokes than he has actual items, if I'm not mistaken. And those smoke ganks are not working out for them. Meanwhile, Morphling does finally have that E-Blade up. This is a very good item against Ursa. Just disabling him and dishing out quick burst damage to him is a great way to shut him off. And actually, AA ulti going to come out right now. It won't connect on anybody, it looks like. And actually, Silencer just getting doomed. No ulti this fight anyway, though. Seeing as it's still down for 60 seconds. And Axe is going to hit the deck first. Ursa trying to fight right now. And actually will take down the Aegis from Death Prophet. But it's just the Aegis. HFN coming on in. And he's going to go after Tom. One more click would do the job. But it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, though, the bot barracks does completely fall. Doom with a Sanj and Yasha, even. And HFN in a bit of trouble. But a Yule's out on the Skywrath Mage. And actually a Curse of the Silent to hit on HFN. It won't be enough to bring him down, but it will at least tickle him a little. And he can't just, well, he couldn't TP out anyway. He doesn't have a TP, which is a bit odd, but The Radiant are living on a prayer right now. There is an Ags up for Silencer. I would give the staff for the win expected of teams that have a 4 barracks lead 21 minutes in, but it'd be too depressing. Let's just say there's a very slim chance for No Viper to do it, but that it is possible. It is possible. It may not actually be possible, but let's just go ahead and say it is. They just need to get some clear farm, and right now they don't really have the space to do so, so they need to get some kills. I'm honestly kind of surprised Ursa isn't using Earthshock to farm a bit faster here. By the way, I am loving the new music pack. Definitely. Speak softly and carry a big scepter. On the bright side, Bora Bea got his Aghanim scepter 2 minutes faster than the average. That is very, very nice, but unfortunately I think Silencer has only been speaking softly and not being completely silent here, because things are not working out so well for him. He's gotten a whopping 4 intelligence stolen. And HFN now is going to take out Axel in the mid lane. Will get hit by a Skywrath ulti in return, and was in that ethereal form, so took a ton of damage from that. He'll be down for about a minute here, and that'll finish up a drum for Viper and a Force Staff for Skywrath. 2 great items for them, possibly to help someone get into the well in time. They just have to protect this top racks, and with Death Prophet's ulti being up, it's 2 levels away from being level 16, or the level 3 ulti being up at this point. She actually has a route of Atos as well, which will be extremely effective in taking people down. A Scepter now up for Ancient Apparition as well. And this just makes the team fights brutal for No Viper. The other thing is, it's very easy to tell where they're going to be. They've already got this ward in the base. Not to mention, it's pretty obvious they'll be around this top rack. So you shoot it from up here, from up here on in, and aim it right here. You're probably going to hit 3 or 4 people with that trajectory.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Kawaii will be doing some pretty heavy-hitting work here. Going to be taking down the racks fairly quickly, and they need to do something about it, but they're just not. They're focused on Tavo on the other side of the fight. The AA ulti is coming out, and it'll hit on a whopping no one. Death Prophet does get hit by the ulti, but not for long. Ursa will end up falling here, and now Skywrath, or Silencer and Axe, and Viper gonna suffer the same fate. It's a team wipe. They're all dead. The Rax is going down very quickly, and I'm not sure if No Viper have anything left in the tank for this one. The courier is just keeping an eye on everything over here.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. The Dire now
And I think
have mega creeps.
Oh. I can't help but giggle at that one.
Dire victory.
And that's not an offensive GG, excuse me. Hybara is on No Viper. Dire will win, and actually there was no victory music. That's a little awkward. Anyways, guys, game number 2 will be coming back up. No Viper have one last shot to take down South American Rejects. Let's see if they have what it takes. Morphling with that pro build of brown boots, brown boots, brown boots, brown boots, boots of travel, and power treads. I think that's all there is to say. I'm sbrevolution5. You can find me on twitter.com/sbrevolution5, facebook.com/sbrevolution5 Dota, and twitch.tv/sbrevolution5 as well. I've been joined by Statman Petty. Yeah, exactly. Petty, if you could post your Twitter for them, he's at Peter Vervloot, only you won't be able to spell that unless you're very European. Yep, there you go. We'll be right back with game number 2, guys. Stay tuned.